Well, guys, continuing with what we had learned so far, say we were going to say, I think this is what we decided to test. 2, raised to the power of 3, raised to the power of 2. Python follows something called right, let's just have that here, right associative, okay? Forgive the writing. And what Python is going to do now is going to say, let's return the value 512. But we could control this. What Python is doing essentially here is it's starting first to do this one. It goes first. It says, oh, let's start from the end. Let's start from the smallest thing we can see inside, and that is 3 raised to the power of 2. And it goes, oh, that's 9. And then let's go to 2 raised to the power of 9. And then it goes, oh, 512. But if we wanted to control this, we could use a parenthesis as well and say, oh, let's go 2 raised to the power of 3, and it goes, oh, that's 8, sorry, and then we could go raised to the power of 2, so that's 8 squared, which would give us 64. And now Python, well, it's kind of funny because, well, programming languages are designed to try and understand all these basic outputs and stuff. But when we're dealing with numbers like numbers like these numbers we see here are called integer numbers. And integer numbers can be in math, can be infinite. Okay, you could have infinite from the negative to the positive. We have it to n from n to n, but because of computers' memory, the sequence of Python's numbers is very small. And then when we now have a situation like perhaps floats, let's make a float come up quickly. When we divide a number, Python normally returns that number. When we use the normal division symbol, it returns it as a float, okay? Even if we just divided 10 divided by 2, it returns it as a float. When we divide a floating number, 2.5, and do any operation on it, Python returns it as a floating point number, 7.5. And when we do 2.0 times, just to be clear, times 1.0, Python is going to return 2.0. When we do, however, an integer that doesn't return a division of floats, Python in most cases is going to just return to you the regular number. Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Python, even whenever we have an integer using this symbol, Python returns, I got myself corrected there, returns to you a float number, okay? And the funny thing with these float numbers, why they exist is in math we have something called real numbers, which is, well, real numbers, which is numbers that exist, you know, with a decimal or precision numbers, okay? Which is like saying they are like small gaps before we get to the nearest whole number. So these real numbers can be infinite as well, okay, starting from negative 0.00000 to positive 0.00000. But one thing about these floating numbers in programming language is that these points can appear at any point in a number system, so they are called floating point numbers. And now, like we said, Python sequence of integer storage capacity is kind of really high. Integer is high, but with a floating point number, it has that precedence up to 16. Precision is up to 16 digits long, up to 16 digits long in terms of precision. This means that if you have 0 points, sorry about this, if you have 0.0000000000000 something at the end of an answer, it will only be, the length of all these characters will only be 16 to save computer space. Now, when working with floats, Python tries to be very precise. So sometimes we can have a value like this, 0.2 plus 0, sorry about that, don't pause, plus 0.1 and Python is going to return a value of this kind of value because it's trying so hard to be precise. So say for example it had a value like 0.2, and we say times I don't know, 0.1. Python is trying so hard to be precise, so it's going up to the very last digits that it can afford to go to. Okay, now let's talk about when we want to work with integer. I think I showed the float function, or perhaps we wanted to convert a number for some reason into a float. We can say floats, and then we just type in a number inside it, and we just say float 5. And what that does, it transforms the number into, this was an integer number, the 5 is an integer, it transforms it into a float, and we can see 5.0 there. Pretty awesome. Now, in case you don't know whatever a Python or a mathematical function is in programming, there's a cool thing you can do, and that is to make use of a help. There's a general almighty function help if you need like help to understand what the function does, although it's a bit in in the programmer's logic the way it's written, but it can help you out. So let's see what the print function does, for example, or let's look further more on what a float number is if this example isn't clear. And we say help float, and then it says it converts a string or a number to a floating point number if possible. So we can see a lot of methods. If you keep on going next, you can see all the cool things you can do with it, all the cool functions you can run on it. And it's really long, but that's all for now, guys, on numbers. We're going to be moving on to something else next.